This is the Dell U2722DE monitor. This video isn't a technical review. There are plenty of places online where you can get the technical specifications. I've been using it now for about 9 months, and this video is just about the reasons why I bought it and my experience so far. Last year I upgraded my system unit, and initially I was using my old monitor, which is an AOC 1080p, which I was very pleased with. And I decided to upgrade for 3 reasons. Firstly, to get an improvement in image quality. Second, to get an increase in resolution. And the third reason is something that I'll come on to in a few minutes. Regarding image quality, I can't demonstrate the image quality on a video because it depends on the camera that I'm using and the monitor that you're using. The image quality on the Dell is fine, but then again, so is the image quality on the AOC. When I was reading reviews for the Dell, I was expecting to see a noticeable difference in image quality, but I didn't. It's probably slightly better, but it's not jaw-droppingly better. When doing fine editing work in Photoshop, 1440 is plenty enough for me. I don't need 4K, but I'm not saying that other people won't need 4K. There will be other people who do need 4K. And now that 8K is available, there will be some people who swear by 8K and 4K's not even good enough for them. But for me personally, 1440 is plenty. It's quite adequate. I keep spreadsheets for various things, and my spreadsheets don't tend to be huge, but this one here has got quite a few columns, and with the 1440 monitor I can see every column without needing to scroll. I couldn't do that on my old 1080p monitor, so it's very useful for me. If you're doing massive spreadsheets, then yes, a 4K monitor and a bigger size monitor will be better. If I wanted to add columns to this and I still wanted to be able to see them without scrolling, I could just use the zoom, go down to 75%, and then I've got more columns available. So once again, it won't be perfect for everyone, but for me, this resolution size is just about perfect. Occasionally, I need to do something with multiple windows open. And to do this, you need quite a lot of real estate on your monitor. It was always a little bit tricky with the 1080 monitor. Yep, 4K, no problem at all. But I've also found that 1440 is perfectly adequate. After I ordered this monitor, the 1440, I was wondering whether I've made a mistake and whether really I should have ordered the 4K monitor. But since having this, it's been perfectly adequate for all of my needs. Different products suit different people, so I'll explain a little bit about me and what my needs are. And I'm just an old boomer. I've never played a video game in my life. I never intend playing one. So I'm not interested in rapid refresh rates or extreme technology. I just need equipment to do what I need it to do. I do some office work, some documents and spreadsheets, and I also do some photo editing and video editing. And when I started looking around for a new monitor, I searched on Google for suggestions, and a lot of sites suggested the Dell U2722DE, which is 4K. But I decided that 4K was too much for my needs. Compared to 1080, it's double the pixels horizontally and double the pixels vertically, so it's 4 times the number of pixels. I didn't need all those pixels, and with images and text that couldn't be magnified if they were a fixed pixel size, they would appear very small on a 4K monitor, and my eyes are just getting worse and worse as I get older. So I decided that 4K was too much. 1080 probably wasn't enough, but 1440 in the middle was the sweet spot for me. That was just right. So I decided on a 1440 monitor, And I went with Dell for the third of my reasons to buy this monitor, which I will explain. And the 1440p monitor in the Dell lineup is this one, the U2722DE. Now, if I just wanted some increased resolution from 1080 to 1440, I could simply have bought a 1440 AOC monitor and saved myself a lot of money. Instead, I went for the Dell, and I just looked on Amazon US, and this monitor is retailing for about $540 US, and my old AOC monitor is about a third of that. But I chose the Dell for a specific reason. And these days, we all have lots of peripherals with our computers. I've got a scanner here, microphone, speakers, external hard drives. I've got a card reader, and these are all USB attached. And in addition, I've got dongles for my wireless keyboard and mouse, and also Bluetooth. So I need lots and lots of USB ports, and there's never enough on the computer. And that's where the Dell is a bit more than most other monitors, because on the back there are a lot of ports, and this is really convenient and really tidies up your desk space. So I'll look at those now in a bit more detail. Here's a picture of all the ports on the hub of the U2722DE, and here are the descriptions for the ports. Power cable. You can connect your computer to the monitor with either an HDMI cable or a DisplayPort cable, and then once you connect the computer to the upstream port, you can then use the downstream ports on the monitor. USB-A, USB-C, audio line out, and there's also an Ethernet RJ45 connector. So if you have a laptop on your desk that you normally connect with Wi-Fi, you can plug that into the Ethernet port on the monitor to get a much faster connection. And this DP port out for MST, multi-stream transport, is for daisy chaining multiple monitors. Not something I'm doing, but it might be useful for other people. Being a hub as well as a monitor, the Dell system really allowed me to tidy up my desk space. And at first I was using my old Creative speakers, which I'm now using on my backup computer. They sound quite nice, but they take up a lot of desk space, and there's a lot of wiring. There's a signal cable, a power cable, and a cable to connect one speaker to the other. And I really wanted to replace them with a neater option. The option I chose was the Dell SB521A soundbar, which you can see here just below the monitor. It's very neat and compact. It just clips on magnetically, so it takes up very little space and looks a lot better than the Creative speakers. The sound isn't great. When I first got it, compared to the Creative speakers, I couldn't quite believe how poor the sound was. It's very tinny, but I don't play games, I don't play computer games, I don't listen to music on my PC, and it's perfectly good enough to listen to the things that I normally listen to when I'm using my computer. So yeah, not great quality, but perfectly adequate and a lot neater. The monitor comes with its own stand, and I guess that most people, like me, will have it in landscape orientation. If you're doing coding or another application where it's better to have the monitor in a portrait orientation, you can do that. The stand will allow for it. I would demonstrate it, but to do so I would need to lengthen all of my cables, which isn't really convenient, but it's something that can be done. Just to sum up, in the 9 months or so that I've been using the Dell U2722DE monitor, I've had no regrets. There have been no reliability issues. The increased resolution has been very useful, and I have no complaints about the picture quality. The fact that the monitor is also a hub has allowed me to get a very neat installation, get rid of a lot of wires, and the little Dell Soundbar has also helped in that respect. So yeah, I've been quite pleased with it. It wasn't that cheap. You can buy cheaper monitors, but because of its extra functionality, I think it was worth it. And I'm quite happy to recommend it. I hope you've at least found something useful out of this video, and thank you for watching.